Alrighty. Yeah, we left our last game with you guys in the yawning portal. You guys brought back Shepard to life. Well, you. She looks like Shepard. She has Shepard's memories. So everyone seems a little skeptical because she's a little different. Doesn't seem to have an emotional attachment to the memories. So it's almost like she watched Shepard's life in a movie. So she knows everything that happened, but it doesn't feel like she was there to her. It's more like she watched it. Joda, you brought her to a medical clinic at your church, and they did some tests, and that's the kind of the verdict they came up with, that her soul seemed almost like it was a brand new soul, and it was being held together with all this magic that was intertwined with it. She's obviously, her personality is a little different from everybody, from what people are used to, but you guys are kind of holding on and confident that within time, the memories will kind of reabsorb into her in a sense, and she'll come back.
We can only hope.
Yep. Can only hope. You guys ended up doing some shopping, if I remember correctly, and ended up at a... Didn't you? No? I think
we were just trying to sell the dragon stuff, and
okay.
I don't think we were even successful in that.
Yeah, I remember Joda was doing some some stuff. And then, what else am I here? Joda was given a book that gave him an intelligence of 20-something, right? Oh. Or 22, I think. No, what was it?
It gives you a max of 22, but it gives you a +2.
Okay, so yeah, he already had a 20, so that means, yeah, he would add 22.
22, yeah.
Hunter, what did you get? You got a book too.
I got a book that was similar, yeah. It raised my strength score
the book.
by two, and it gave me a +2 to my maximum.
Gotcha. Unfortunately...
That book
and Kurgan was given a book that raised his wisdom score by 2 and his maximum wisdom to 22. That was a book that Kurgan was given for bringing Uncle Varys back to life.
Yeah, and then unfortunately they realized the book was a fake. And after we read it for the 4 days or whatever, nothing happened.
I want me diamond back.
Oh, wow.
I may be a cleric, but I'm also a dwarf.
That is true. All right.
Oh my god, dude, Joda is so fucking smart.
Yeah, he is.
He is. Like, I want more than any other stat to just have like a 20 to intelligence. Just be like that guy from The Watchmen.
Yeah, I mean, 22 intelligence, you're a genius. So I mean, you are probably one of the smartest people on the planet at this point. The only people that would be smarter would probably be other wizards that are higher up than you. But besides that,
he keeps trying to get us killed.
So I would like to also inquire into. So I'm from the Temple of Ogma, right, which is like a temple to knowledge. I would like to potentially try and do some research on Barovia, and potentially even pay some people that I know that work there or who might be willing to do me a favor and spend some time researching for me, like other acolytes or, you know, priests of Ogma who are obviously also probably spend a lot of time reading about things. Could help me.
What are they looking into again? I'm sorry.
Barovia.
Okay.
Just like,
I mean, well, they're all from there, so any information you need from them, they could tell you. They've been living there for hundreds of years. Yeah, the elves.
So, do they have any thoughts about how we might be able to get out of there, or end its suspension in another realm and rejoin it to this realm, or allow everybody else out of there and destroy it, or something to that effect? Like, I think that we need like an exit strategy, right? Like, let's not just you know,
so
people are notorious for going to war without having an exit strategy, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, like, oh, it's all great to defeat the bad guy, but how do we then after the war is all settled, where do we want to be at that time? And probably not.
So you would have. Just got something on the background. So is this because we ended off our last game with you guys at the Yawning Portal? So is this something you're trying to say you kind of already talked to, or I mean, this will happen?
If we want to go back to the Yawning Portal, I'm good with that.
No,
that is where we left off.
Yeah, that's just kind of where we left off. Yeah, you were kind of still there when we left off.
Party going on.
So yeah, you guys would have had like this whole party was going on. All of you made some contacts. You just put down. You made, I would say, 3 contacts each, and we can pull those as we play the game if you need them. Yeah. So if there was anything specific, because Joda, you kind of took charge and was like introducing everybody, and everybody was just loving this and like cheering you guys on, and you guys had all these nobles come in, and once word got out that you guys were at the Yawning Portal, it just became so crowded and almost unbearable. Like couldn't really move. They had to like kind of keep people away, but and so people like gave you their numbers and tried to contact. A lot of them were people you probably would never even want to talk to again, or you would probably get nothing from them. But there, you did make some really good contacts with nobles, and obviously with the Yawning Portal, and yeah, your night kind of was just a success. And when it ends, would you guys make your way back to your uncle's old place, or try to go all the way back to the meteorite? Well, I'm sorry. Let you guys discuss. So it's the end of the night. You guys are leaving the Yawning Portal. What do you do?
Is it still like a huge party here?
I mean, it's dying down, definitely. Like it's a lot of people have already. It's late. We'll say it's past 3 a.m.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. We had what a night, guys.
Now,
Hunter. So it was your first party ever that probably didn't involve some sort of horrifying event. So how was it?
yeah, Hunter. How was it?
Somehow the screaming in hell sounded less noisy than this people. I don't know how that's possible, but I don't know. Everybody wanted to talk to me. I don't like it.
everyone, give me charisma
right?
charisma checks, persuasion checks. Sorry.
I wish I did. Oh, I have proficiency in persuasion.
I like that dice.
This is gonna be a bad.
Okay.
Hey,
We did.
a 2. Do what I say.
So, Hunter, you made 3 on top of the 3 already. You made 3 additional allied contacts. Joda, you made 2 extra. Shepard made another 3, and Kurgan,
How many
you didn't
did
make.
I lose?
You didn't make any. You actually pissed somebody off, and they kind of spit at your feet and walked away.
I have that effect on people.
Why do all these people want to talk to me? God!
Hunter, you should be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I was amazed, Hunter. You people just it was off to like a bit of a rough start, but I think
I flicked a guy off and he still wanted to talk to me. I don't know what the hell.
a lot of people, everybody, every group has their Ringo fans and their, just it's some people like that kind of guy. Might not be the most popular, but you have the cult following, which makes sense because you're from hell.
I literally knocked the drink out of his hand and he still wanted to talk to me.
Some people want to be abused.
All right.
Weirdos.
Kurgan, give me a perception check.
Perception is my thing. There you are.
Okay, thank you.
Better.
Aye.
All right. So, sorry, did you guys decide what you're going to do now?
So I guess so I would go back to my uncle's house. You're all welcome to come if you wish. Most you usually don't, but there are extra bedrooms for sure.
I would like to make sure that I still have all of my possessions that I came in here with.
Okay.
Yeah, I will also check into that.
Huh. I'm a little weirded out that you just asked me to make a perception check and then didn't say anything after it.
I mean,
No. I know. That's metagaming. Don't say anything. But it is a very large crowd, and I don't know about the other.
No, I understand.
I've been drinking, so I'd like to just check my wallet.
Yeah, you've gone. Let's say you were you're gonna give a tip to somebody, or you're going through your pockets, and you looked in your coin purse. You notice that there are 50 gold pieces missing.
You little bastards! Do I notice that there's a book of wisdom in there that's replaced it?
There is none.
So I've lost my 50 gold, and I have not gained any of my wisdom. That's a great thing, Uncle Varus. You got some answering to do.
Yep. It's funny.
Alright.
Hunter's gonna, if it's alright with you guys, I'll just catch up with you in the morning, and I'm gonna go for a ride, clear my head, and then I'm gonna check in with the elves. Yeah.
How do we get back to the meteorite if we're not with Judah?
They gave us a key, so we go in through the whatchamacallit.
Do we each have one? I can't decide which voice to use right now. Do we each have one of those keys, or do we have to go? Do we have to decide and go together?
I think they would have given you two tops because there aren't actually that many of them.
Okay.
Right. I actually should be able to take one of those keys and fabricate two more.
Well, it's not a. It's a magical thing.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Right. Hunter, do you plan on sleeping at the meteorite tonight?
Yeah, it's quieter up there.
Alright, you should take a key then instead of the
I'll
rest
take
of
the
us.
spare hotel key. I'll meet you all back down for drinks in the morning.
I think we need to cast a restoration spell on Hunter.
That wasn't the right map.
Something just snapped in him.
I'll see you guys in the morning.
Hey.
Sleep well, you know.
Shepherd, where are you
Tomorrow's
staying?
another day.
I'm gonna go with Judah. Keep him company, because I have no place to go. I don't want to go to the meteor.
I'll be going with Joda and Shepherd as well.
Excellent.
Gonna go outside the bar, hop on my Pegasus, fly toward the
merrier.
ocean for a little bit.
Okay. You fly towards the ocean. Is there anywhere specific? Like you're just gonna go sit at the shore? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go at the docks, basically.
Okay. What do you do there?
Shadiest place you could find. Just.
I feel more at home. Shut up.
Here we go. Here's the whole map.
I was about to say, I only see like part of the map, and it's in weird sections.
Yeah, that didn't work. All right, that's not working.
It kind of worked.
Kinda worked.
I will say that the fact you have a Pegasus is pretty fantastic. It is something I've always wanted and have never been able to get to, actually.
Fuck.
Although I actually did have the spell, but I was in a dungeon crawl. Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was 7.
Yes, 7.
You had a panther or something. Or
I had a panther,
saber-tooth.
which was still very cool. I really like the panther.
I think it was a saber tooth. I think.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Panthers don't do a lot of flying.
What is it? It was fantastic.
Hey. Do you think Mikwato would be able to carry me?
I do not, in fact, think that he will
All right.
carry you.
So,
It is an idea.
so Shepard, Kurgan, and Joda, you guys head off to your uncle's, while Hunter, you go to the docks. When you get to the docks, I mean, it is dead because it's over. I turn this off. This is all these people cheering.
Hey, we're no longer insane.
Yeah.
It is nice to get into some quiet.
Funny. Find some Waterdeep ambiance.
I just want to see. I don't want to. Never mind.
What?
Nothing. I was going to describe what I wanted to see happen to Hunter right now, but I wouldn't want to ruin it if you decided to do something like that.
Falls off the ground.
Try one more search.
I fabricate a life buoy.
All right. So yeah, you make your way down to the docks. Or I can find it. There we go. It is pretty dead. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. There's really nothing going on. You see maybe a couple boats out to the docks, tied up. They're pretty quiet. Everything's pretty quiet. Maybe a few people walking up and down. The late nighters, I would say, going on to their boats. What does he do?
Just gonna like go down by the water. He's just gonna stare at it. So that's what an ocean looks like. Huh. It's a lot of water. He'll bend over and just scoop some into his hand, watch it dribble out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's cold.
He's kind of fighting in himself because he doesn't know what bearing to take right now. I mean, he's usually, he knows he's got another fight coming up, and that's great and all, but he's starting to realize there might be something beyond the fight, and he doesn't know how to handle that. He was bred to fight. And he's seeing for the first time all these people just kind of like enjoying themselves and life and whatnot all around him, and he's not too sure how to process all of it. And he's wondering what to call home, or if he should even find a home, or should he just search for the next fight after the next fight.
Sounds like he has some internal
Yeah, and
demons. Yes, yeah.
I'll probably like wander around there for about an hour, then hop on the Pegasus and head toward the entrance of the meteorite.
Okay. As you are as you're sitting there and you start to head back. What did you say? I'm sorry. The last part you said you're going to stay there an hour, and then what? You're gonna
hop on the Pegasus
Okay.
and start heading back toward the meteorite.
So before you hop on the Pegasus, something kind of just like kind of glints off to the side, and you look down and you see just a pair of these strange-looking goggles. They're just strange in the sense you've just never seen something like that before, probably. And when you look through them, they literally tint everything with rose-colored.
What is? I mean, it looks a little bit homey, but this what? What purpose?
I mean, sometimes actually, when you look into it, it might maybe remind you a little bit of of hell, with everything being a little tinted red.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. Whatever. And he'll stuff it in his bag and he'll hop on the Pegasus.
Okay. All right, you hop on the Pegasus and you start to head back. We will go back to Shepard, Kurgan, and Joda.
You know, guys, if hell did anything for us, it has given me an appreciation for the smell of filth-ridden streets.
I'm sorry. I was ignoring a phone call coming in on my phone, so I missed everything up until Kurgan and Joda.
I said that if hell's done anything for us, it's given us an appreciation for the smell of these filth-ridden streets. 'Cause they still smell a million times better than it did in hell.
I feel like I'm identifying something.
I think it's horse shit.
I won't be licking that.
Nope. Try to walk around piles of horse dung, if
Right.
possible.
Yeah.
What is the season in Waterdeep, if you don't mind me asking?
In my mind, I always pictured it like we'll say springtime. So like the water would be a little, or fall. So yeah, the water would be a little cold, and it's a chilly night, but it's still warm enough to just hang out and.
Have the
Not be too
leaves
bothered.
begun to turn yet?
It's about right around that time before they start. So there might be a few.
Well, there could be a chill in the air, you know. Gonna make a fire, you know, stoke the fire when we
Definitely,
get back.
yeah, definitely chilly enough for a fire.
Make some tea, you know,
Mhm.
and
Cook some dragon steaks over the fire.
On your way back, Joda, you actually notice this little vial that's on the side of the street, like where the curb is. It's on the street, but right against it. It looks like a little vial of perfume. When you
can I
go,
smell it from outside the bottle?
when you go to smell it, you don't smell anything. So Kurgan and Shepard, yeah, you would have seen him pick up this little vial.
Sir, what did you get? What did you just pick up?
It's a good question. I'm highly suspicious, but this should be inspected by the proper individual at the Temple of Ogma to correctly identify it, so that we may know, you know, what this is exactly. You know, so I put it in my little.
I don't know if you remember. I don't believe we've met. My name is Kurgan, and I've been the one who's been identifying all of the things
that's
that
true.
you've been finding lately.
Here, please identify this.
I'll just slip this into me pouch because for identifying it will take me 10 minutes to
Fair enough.
of sitting and concentrating on it.
We can do that back.
Shepard,
That was my thought as well.
as he passes it to Kurgan and everything, and then like the kind of a little gust of wind comes, you actually smell this sweet scent that comes from it, and it smells really nice.
I can confirm that's perfume.
You don't
I mean,
know.
you can smell it.
I don't trust anything anymore. My suspicions run deep.
Do I
Something
smell anything?
wrong.
Do I smell anything?
I will not have you rubbing some demonic perfume all over yourself.
Hey, I'm not.
Touching
I'm not a
yourself.
pervert.
Wow, that took a turn.
Kurgan, when you
don't-
smell it, you don't smell anything either. Just Shepard seems to be able to smell this.
Highly suspicious. Highly suspicious.
Does do I notice that Shepard has smelled it? Has she said anything?
Well, she just did.
Yes.
Didn't she?
Does it smell pleasant? Does it smell like shite?
Pleasant.
What does
No, it's pleasant.
It's
a
the
pleasant
smell of
It
some
smells like
Fae
sweet.
and Enchantress stuck in a vial, trying to seduce one of us into
Shepard, what does it smell like? It smells like something sweet and very pleasant. So what does it smell like, Shepard? Describe it to them.
Probably just smells like sweet and pleasant, like maybe like like a flowery, fruity cherry.
Lilies.
Yeah, it smells like lilies.
Fresh baked cinnamon rolls.
Mm.
Lilies.
Got it.
It's like a potpourri, like lilies and. I don't know.
Could Joda deduce that let's just cast detect magic.
Okay. Are you casting it just as a regular spell? Are you gonna wait? Is that? Can you do
I'll just
that?
cast
You
it
can.
as a regular spell.
Okay. Yeah. So as you guys are walking back to your uncle's, you cast detect magic. Nothing happens. It doesn't glow. It doesn't do anything.
Shepard, would it be all right with you if I were to cast an identify on this before you did anything with it?
Why would I care?
I don't know. You seem to be the only one who can smell anything.
Yep.
I would like to know what it is. If I could, I'm the only one who can smell it.
I will put it into me pouch. And Joda, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Nope.
Nope.
So besides you,
maybe, but I will never operate under that assumption again.
with his uncle backstabbing him, he just has no trust in the world.
No.
Oh, poor Joda.
Trust me, it is going to pay off on a number of occasions. I assure you of that.
Or waste a lot of time.
I have time. I do not have, people's lives to put on the line for my lack of I don't know what that would be.
I got it.
Vigilance.
Suspicion?
Yeah, vigilance against danger.
All right. So yeah, besides finding that, you have no other little things happen, and you guys make it back to your uncle's. Okay. The apartment's nice and warm when you light your fire and get your tea ready. Is there anything you guys do there?
I'm going to cast Identify on this bottle of perfume.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I will do the brewing of tea, which I will serve with, like honey and biscuits that I picked up at the store today.
Okay. This isn't a magic item.
That was quick.
So when you cast, he already cast the spell to detect magic and nothing popped up. So when you kind of identify it, again, you get no sense that this is a magic item at all. It's a perfume.
That nobody but Shepard can smell. Okay. Well, last. Oh, would a detect magic detect a curse?
They do not.
I am going to cast Summon Familiar.
I
would like to summon like a female version of an animal, like a she owl, like a lady female owl. I know that sounds weird, but I want to know whether it's like, it's the middle of the night, so we can't. I was like literally gonna go knock on my neighbor's door and be like, "Here, smell this. Have 5 gold pieces."
A she owl appears. Woo, woo.
Can she smell it?
So you go into your owl's mind, I guess, because you can, and then you see if it smells it. It doesn't smell anything.
Just smells to her.
I am so tempted with my 8 charisma to go find some random woman on the street and ask, "Hey, lass, would you smell this for me?"
Kind of creepy.
Does this smell like chloroform to you?
I would not accept that.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
I thought I had removed curse, but I do not. So I'm gonna hand this to Shepard. I'm gonna say, lass, it's yours to do with as you please. I would be careful.
Yep. I'm like, I have a feeling that
Having said that, I've got a greater restoration and a revivify in case it goes badly.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it on.
What could go wrong?
I don't know.
It goes so well.
I am not a guinea pig, Sir Kurgan.
I'm not suggesting that you are. I'm simply saying you're the only one amongst us who can smell it, so I figured you would be the logical person to be carrying it.
Here is my thing. So like, as a dude who has 22 intelligence, like I think
keep rubbing it in,
but he would think what I'm thinking, which is I just have this sneaking suspicion.
Wow, so you have a 22 intelligence.
Look at me. I've got a 22 intelligence.
He would think what I'm thinking.
Like you should just tell me things because
I understand what you're saying. No, I get it. Give me an insight check.
He's gonna be like, insight check. Here we go.
Oh, using the wisdom, using the wisdom ability.
Yes.
Can I give him inspire or advantage on that?
Or yeah.
I mean, you guys, can like go back and forth and talk about this and try to figure it out.
I'm like, I think this is some paranormal. Oh, I have advantage. Hold on.
Oh my god. Well, it would be well, it would be. I asked. So since I asked Joda, you would be giving him advantage, which would have given him a 16. So you kind of figured it's a perfume. Someone made it so that only certain creatures are not creatures. I don't want to say creatures because I mean you all are considered creatures. So certain beings can only smell this.
Okay.
It's like a dog whistle for dogs. Like only dogs can hear something like that sound. Well, this is the same, but it's a smell instead. Only certain people can smell this.
I am intrigued to find out what would happen if you opened it. I am concerned that there may be some sort of risk involved, but
I'll open
it. Nope. And you just keep getting this whiff of this beautiful scent of lilies with a little bit of honey, and it just smells very good. Like you just want to, you just want more of it. Like you smell it, like, ooh, this smells really good.
It smells very good, guys. I'm sorry that your noses can't pick up on it, and then I'm superior. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, it just smells really good. It smells like lilies and some sort of fruit. Yeah.
What species?
We should bring it to the.
What race is Shepard?
Human.
Human. Okay.
As far as we know.
But she has been touched by the celestial.
Yeah.
By an angel.
Is there any means by which I could tell whether or not this is sort of ensorceling her, sort of working its way into her mind and sort of affecting her?
So you guys are like looking at Shepard while all like suspicious because she's like, oh, this smells really, really good. Give me insight checks.
Can we go with the 28 I rolled before?
I will assist him in inciting this because I am also staring intently.
You can tell like finds it very attractive, but she's not like dying to put it on.
Okay. In fact, so far she seems as though she's just the opposite. She seems also resistant to putting it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just perfume.
Sometimes a bottle of perfume is just a bottle of perfume.
Still don't believe that, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna get some sleep. It's like 4:30 in the morning.
A fine
Although
idea.
I did just have a cup of tea, and I don't sleep well anymore because I have visions of hell.
I can help you with that, Joda.
How are you gonna help
you
him?
To stay away from my mind. How so?
Just wrap you on the back of the head with me hammer.
Oh no. Oh yeah, we're good. But I appreciate
Okay.
it. Your room is second door on the left, up the stairs.
It's only a 2-bedroom, remember this.
Your room is here on the couch. Shepard, your room is the second door on the left upstairs. And I'll,
So let me get this straight. I saved your Uncle Varus's life. I don't get to book, and I get to sleep on the couch. I'm starting to think that I'm not really welcome here.
Well, you're a dwarf.
if I had a third bedroom, I would offer it to you. You know what? I'm gonna bring down a pillow and a blanket for you. The fireplace is right there.
When I was a child, I slept on a pile of rocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just spent months in hell. I would hope a couch is I sleep on a couch.
Oh, you can, by all means, take the couch.
All the time. No.
The couch is right. It's no problem. I'll take the couch.
No, Les. I'd actually prefer the couch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming the couch
and you get the master bedroom as well, Shepard, because I just stay in my old room. So you've got my uncle's room, which is probably much larger than my room.
More importantly, I'm assuming that the couch is between the front door and the bedrooms.
Yep. Well, the bedroom, it's a little 2-floor apartment. So the 2 bedrooms are up on top. And then the bottom is just the living area where you come in and a little kitchen.
So if somebody were to break in the night, they'd have to get past me first.
Correct.
Do I have warding spells? Okay, not really.
Have you got an alarm handy?
No. But I am going to invest in an alarm spell.
That's a nice one with a ritual casting.
So yeah, you guys.
I haven't thought about banishment yet.
Who kept?
Okay.
Did Shepard? Did you give them back the perfume, or Joda? Did you let her keep it since she's the only one that can smell it?
I gave it to her after I finished my.
Yeah, but I don't know if Joda would ask for it back or not.
I would say, unless you want to be, potentially magically possessed in the evening by some sort of fey creature that wishes to turn you back into a warlock of some kind, I would, maybe keep that on the shelf over there. Or maybe just give it to him.
I could put it in the bag of holding.
Okay. I'd be worried if it needs to breathe, I'd prefer it not suffocate to death in there.
Perfume?
Why would a bottle of perfume need to breathe?
I don't know. Maybe it's a.
That intelligence of 22 is.
Childhood. Who hurt you, Joda?
It's Uncle.
Jeez.
My parents were pretty. Oh, now I remember. One other thing I would like to do
book of paranoia.
is I would like to ask my uncle where he buried my parents.
Well, you're not at your.
No, I know. Yeah.
I at some point would like to do a memory regression on Joda.
All right, so while you guys had the bed, Hunter, you make it back to this meteorite. Is there anything specific you're going to do there, or are you just gonna end or call it a night? When you arrive, there are still a few elves doing their things up at night, but it's pretty quiet up there. Everyone's sleeping.
Yeah, he's not gonna do much. He'll probably just find a good spot for Nox to lay, and then he'll probably end up sleeping against Nox because he ain't exactly one for beds.
All right, yeah. So they give you a little room where you can have some privacy, and that's what you do. You rest against Nox. Unless there's anything else, you guys all would fall asleep and have no encounters throughout the night and get a long rest.
I'm gonna re-roll these terrible, terrible portentals. This better.
Even though you guys are upstairs, you can clearly hear Kurgan downstairs snoring. this little dwarf. Shepard, you slept through the night out. You had no dreams. Joda. I know, you just like wake up as if you were just, you went to sleep and you just wake up. It's like time just elapsed. Joda, you probably would have your nightmares. What nightmares did you have? Unless you want to roll to see.
I just like it's if I can roleplay, it's fine. So
Yep.
I'm just like in complete darkness, and I can smell the like sulfuric disgustingness of hell, and like it's just pitch darkness, and then like suddenly like from like almost like there's a dim light comes from behind me. I can just like see the heads of Tiamat start to come into focus in front of me, and I just like hear her say like, "I'm coming for you, Joda." And I just like wake up. "Ah!"
She does. She says, I'm coming for you. I helped you escape, and you killed my dragons. That's what she says to you.
Yeah.
And it seems very real.
Yep, that's what happened.
How did Kurgan sleep? What was he dreaming about?
Did you not hear how I was sleeping?
Well, yeah, you were deep sleep, but does he dream?
He like anybody, he dreams. He dreams every night. He doesn't remember them every night. Sometimes he remembers them. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes they're hot. Sometimes they're nightmares. Very rarely are they nightmares. He's got a pretty peaceful sleeping life, which is kind of at odds with his adventuring waking life.
Okay.
I think last night, though, he did have a particular dream that he remembers. He remembers it actually very vividly. It's a more vivid memory of a dream than he's had in a long time. He remembers very vividly sitting on in a very deep plush chair next to a fire, and he's reading a book. But he can't for the life of him when he wakes up, he's struggling to remember what the words in the book were. But he can't. You know how you have that dream where you wake up and the more you think about it and try to remember it, the further away it gets, and it's only like you can remember bits and pieces if you stop trying to remember it.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. All he knows is that this tome was somehow magical, but try as he might, he flips the pages in his memory, he just can't come up with any of what the words were saying.
Kurgan is so mad he failed at school and never learned.
And then he awakens.
Okay. What about and Shepard, like I said, when you slept, you were just lying there, and then you just like open your eyes. That's it. There was no you're not feeling tired. You just open your eyes. And Hunter, even though you slept on a meteorite, surprisingly it's very relaxing because it's very quiet and it's just floating through space, so there's no like turbulence or anything. It's just very quiet and still and peaceful. So how did he sleep?
Hunter still has a nightmare, but it's different. He's in hell and he's marching along and he's just cleaning some blood off his blade, but then all of a sudden everything disappears to blackness. And then everything comes back. But everything is stitched together and fuzzy and like plush. And then like all these little fuzzy stuffed animals start rising up from the ground, and he's like stuck in an episode of Care Bears where they're all coming up to try and hug him, and he's like, no, he's just like trying to cut him down, and it's just they keep coming, and eventually he's getting submerged by him. He's just like, no.
Then you see his hand,
and then you see Zariel come. You see Zariel come down, and she goes, "This is your reward, my son." And he's like, no.
Care Bears stare. Oh, that's awesome. I would have been funny if it was like a lot of plush. What are they? Lulus.
Yeah.
Plush Lulus.
That's exactly what it was. It's a bunch of plush Lulus hugging him, and he's like, "No, no, no!"
Yeah, when you wake up, you see Joda's uncle standing there, like in the doorway, and he says, "Are you okay?
Ah, no, not the
You were-
fuzzy.
You were screaming."
No, it wasn't.
He kind of just looks at you. All right then, my mistake, and he closes the door.
I look at Nox and I say, "Don't you say a frickin' word."
Awesome, I love it. And what does he do after that? How does he start his day?
He'll get up and he'll see what the elves have for him to eat. He's not picky because God knows everything they tasted in hell tasted awful.
Okay.
He'll actually. Does the uncle look younger, or does he still look like he's aged and close to the end of his years?
He looks like he can die any minute, probably. He's really old now. Like, yeah, you can see, especially after he cast that magic on Shepard, like, after that, he even became even more tired and more withered. He was already at, like, the last few years of his life as an elf. And so, yeah, this really taxed him. Plus, he died when he casted it. And so he was brought back. And yeah, he doesn't look good. He's walking with a cane and everything like that, trying to keep his strength.
I'm just sitting at the breakfast table, kind of. So, Uncle Varys,
Yes.
have you put any thought? I know you did all this for your people and all this kind of stuff, but where do you think you're gonna go when you pass?
He says, well, I hope my gods will take mercy on me. And he says, but we believe as elves that we sometimes are reincarnated. And so, I guess I'll find out when it happens. He says, but I don't have my hopes up. I've done some terrible things and I do regret them.
Yeah, we all have regrets.
Whatever my fate is, I deserve it, I should say.
Well,
Why do you ask?
well, you know I'm from hell, right?
I've made that conclusion.
That's fair. Well, I don't know if this is home for me. And one day, I was tasked with fighting demons. I know that eventually I may feel the drive to go back down there. If I do, Hell's a big place. I don't know a lot of the rules on souls, but I can try and find you again. And any of your people that were condemned down there.
He says, well, I haven't given up on my god just yet. He said, so I'm hoping that they see what I did was for a reason. Even if it wasn't the best axe.
From what I know of my experience of Celestials, they're fickle. Underhanded, and they play by their own rules.
He says, yes, that they do.
But, I guess I could say I identify with you and your people here. And,
I feel the same with you.
If your gods do betray you, I'll see what I can do to lead your souls through that murky place.
He says, he kind of smirks and laughs a little. I'd appreciate it. But again, I believe I deserve my fate. So don't feel obligated to help.
Well, you know, might be fun. Might even become a warlord. Who knows? There's, things down there. There's war camps and whatnot. So,
I'm sure it's chaos down there at the moment. From what I understand, you guys getting rid of Zariel.
Yeah, Zara got rid of Zariel. They released the avatar of the dragon lady, so she's flying around down there, probably all torching things too.
He says, well, I have quite a bit of knowledge with the dragons. He says, it's my understanding that even though she leaves her prison, she pretty much goes back there to not cause too much trouble. But now with Zariel gone, I wouldn't be surprised if she would try to take a stronghold of the place, but she would have to fight the other previous demon or devil in charge. What was his name? I can't remember. Bell, yeah. He's a pretty powerful devil himself, so he most likely would have taken over.
Hard to say until I go back there.
That is true.
But still got to survive your hellish landscape that, I got to turn that around. So, turn around one hellscape, go to the other. Rinse and repeat.
And I'm very grateful. This means a lot to me and my people.
Yeah. All right, bud. I'll go see about your nephew and see how they're doing along.
When you mentioned Joda, he just kind of smiles, gives you a little smirk, and he nods and he gets up and walks out.
Okay. And after I finish it up eating, I'll head on back down to Waterdeep.
Yeah, so what they have, it's all it's all vegetarian plates. So if you were looking for meat, they don't have it.
I don't think Hunter really cares. He eats anything like.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good. It's good for what it is, but it's just all vegetarian meals. All right, so we go back to Shepard, Kurgan, and Joda. Yeah, you guys are all woken up by now. What do you guys do?
Make coffee and bacon and toast bread with butter.
Okay. You guys, yeah.
Remarkably detailed role playing, Joda.
You guys.
Oh, we're out of butter though, so we use instead. I'm gonna have to go back to the meteorite before I do me shopping. I want to see if there's anything that on my list that Uncle Varys might be willing to donate to the cause.
Indeed, I also, having now thought about it, would like to pay honor to my parents wherever it is they were interred.
If you don't mind, I wouldn't mind accompanying you.
Yeah, let's do it. I wouldn't. Not that I don't trust them all now, but we're walking into a former fire dragon fortress with a dragon egg, and we should all probably go together. They're a bunch of crazy monks and an archmage.
It is a little bit telling that we were okay with Hunter spending the night in there alone.
He is.
Have you not forgiven
whatever
him
he
yet?
wants to do? Who, Hunter? I get why he did it. I just don't agree.
I didn't ask if you got it. I asked if you had forgiven him yet. I feel like you've made some progress towards forgiving your uncle.
Right. No. Yes. I do forgive him. I am. Yes.
I'd like to do an insight check on you.
Well, you can't really do it. He has to tell you.
I know that. I know that. I'm not entirely certain.
I understand why he did it. I just don't agree with how he went about it, or him giving the sword of Tsar. That's a roadblock.
Hunter, you're not here.
I know. But you know what? He's done a lot of good for us, and he's helped us a lot. And
That he has.
I anticipate he will help us a lot in the future. So to a certain extent, he's invaluable to our party and what we are about to go do. So yes, I forgive him.
And I
But,
feel as though a lot of the times he's been helping us, he's been going against his own nature.
listen, I'm all for him disagreeing with my method of thinking. It's just if we're in a battle to the death against evil, you cast a whole person on me. I take it personally.
So you haven't forgiven him.
No, I do. I get why he did it. I just hope he doesn't do it ever again. I forgive him for doing it, but I am not so sure that he wouldn't do it to me again.
Well, I would hope that you might come to understand that perhaps by casting that whole person on you, that he furthered our chances of surviving the day. I don't believe that we would have survived had we continued the battle at that time.
Well, we can never be certain of that for sure. But
I think we might actually.
I mean, I you know what? I would like to go back. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into this. So
I understand.
So,
I would like.
yeah.
I honestly am not 100% sure what everybody looked like at that time in a perfect snapshot, but I felt pretty good at the time.
So at this point, Hunter would have made it back to you guys, and so I guess Hunter, would you knock on the door?
Well, how would Hunter knock? He just opens the door.
Okay, yeah. So you just hear the front door open, and Hunter
I
walks
whirl
through.
around with my hammer, ready to attack.
So you were holding it the entire time doing breakfast?
I'm never very far away from my weapon.
All right, yeah. So it's next to you. That's fine. Yeah,
I hear the door open, and I just turn. It's not. Like
it's one big open area, so like once you turn around, yeah, you'll see him. You'll see Hunter coming in.
It's Hunter. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm actually surprised that if Joda is so worried that he didn't take or learn counterspell to stop him ever doing it again. I just noticed that.
It's not a spell that I don't. Well, you know what? I need to work on the spells I'm going to prepare to bring into Barovia anyways, which I already said. I just haven't. I keep on getting distracted and not doing it. So.
Okay. All right, Hunter, you walk in. You see them all eating this nice breakfast that's not vegetables.
Like Hunter,
likes
coffee and meat,
bacon,
What is
toast with butter.
Why would you? It's brown. Why are you drinking something that's brown?
Well, as rough as coffee can be for beginners, I would assume that coming from hell, this probably tastes better than anything there. And you just you put cream and sugar in it, just a little bit, and that's.
What is sugar? What?
We pull this out of cows, regular cows, not demon cows. Just regular.
You're really selling this, Joda.
You know what? I got stuff to do. Yeah.
Sorry.
What is your plans today? What are y'all
Searching
doing?
for magical items.
Okay.
I plan on visiting Uncle Varys.
Oh yeah,
doing
we're going to
shopping.
Varys. And then shopping.
He ain't looking to. I don't think he's got much longer.
Then we should go. We should visit him first.
Yeah, let's do that.
We did resurrect him, but I don't think he's
long for this world.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor or anything, but you know, he's looking pretty drained there.
You know.
Well, that spell can put breath back into the lungs, but it can't take years off the light.
This urgency to forgive everybody is faster than the pace that I would prefer, but I guess I should go talk to him.
What is Shepard doing through all this?
Just taking everything in, nibbling on a piece of bacon. Pretty much it. Watching Hunter come in, wave, just quiet.
So you guys, give me perception checks, Joda and Kurgan.
I will portent to 15.
You're already using your portents. Well, I guess you're not really doing much today anyway, so yeah.
Oh, well, I portented. I don't know why I rolled, but yeah, so I
Okay.
get a 16.
All right. You both. Let me see something real quick before I say this. Okay. So you both notice, like Shepard just said, like she's eating, like she's nibbling on the bacon, but she hasn't eaten a lot of it.
Hi.
Aw, Mike Shepard, how's it going?
Fine. It's going fine. I'm gonna follow you
Must be,
guys to
it must be very difficult for you not have memories of all this.
well, I have memories, but they're not mine.
Hmm.
It's confusing.
So how is all of this making you feel?
Huh. Well, confused because I don't know. It's hard because we're going to go to Barovia and I don't know if I should follow you just because this body, this person, Shepherd, followed you before.
It's
I
true.
don't really know you that well myself.
And you also
But
died the last time.
exactly, I keep dying, which is a bad thing.
It is.
And I'm just living right now. I will follow you because I know Shepard trusted you. She trusted you. So,
I
uh,
would I would like to do something while Shepard is speaking.
Okay.
I'd like to I'd like to sort of in commiseration. I'd like to mumble something like, I understand, lass. And I'd like to just reach out and pat her on the shoulder. And I'm specifically looking for, is she warm like a living person would be warm?
Yes, she's warm.
Okay.
I
Thank
would
you, sir.
say, to be honest with you, you would be much safer if you just stayed here. And you also don't have any obligation to come with us. The only caveat being that I think that if the real you, Shepard, was here, she would definitely come. So if you are to return at some point, which we seem to agree that you will, based on what we're seeing, that, in the end, you'll probably wind up in the right place if you come along with us. So
Yes, I'm going to follow you. I'm just a little cautious.
that's probably for the best because we're wandering into yet another hellish scenario with, at least at this point, no real idea on how we're going to leave this eternal place of damnation, essentially. So we should do some research on that. We should also find magical items, and I'm going to go find out where my parents are buried so that I can weep uncontrollably onto the ground somewhere.
Okay, I will follow you wherever you go. So, yeah, I'm just
Wonderful.
here.
Okay. What is Hunter thinking when he sees this or hears all this?
Hunter walks up to Shepard, and he kind of bends down a little because he's taller than her. All right. And he's just staring at her a little bit. Look, kid. There is a people locked in an internal struggle, and they need help. The question is, when you hear that, what do you feel in here? And he kind of like nudges her in the breastplate a little bit.
definitely want to help them. It's sad that they're trapped.
That's the most important part. And then he'll stand up and walk out the door.
Thank you, Sir Hunter.
Oh, call me sir. That's so weird.
Alright.
Do you think that's weird? Have you been around last couple weeks and that's weird to you?
Did I can I search back in my memory to last night at the party? And do I remember Shepard either A, eating very much at the party, or B, drinking very much at the party?
Give me a history check.
Oh, history.
I mean, at disadvantage because you were drinking. And it's kind of fuzzy because you're really drinking. I'm assuming he was really drinking being a dwarf and all.
Well, I would say no, but I've already said yes.
Yeah. You remember her like having a drink in her hand because I remember she did. She said she was sipping on a drink, but you don't remember her. Yeah, that's all. You kind of would just remember her having a drink in her hand, having
She
drinks.
was pounding.
Yeah, she wasn't pounding them.
I also remember her having bacon in her hand at breakfast. I'm going to make a point moving forward without hopefully Shepard noticing, but I'm going to make a point of any time that we're eating or engaging in normal life activities. I'm just going to be perceiving, as it were, out the corner of my eye to see if Shepard is behaving like a normal living, breathing soul would behave.
For this, Shepard, give me a how am I gonna do this? Shepard, give me a perception check, and Kurgan, give me a stealth check because you're trying to do it stealthfully.
God. Oh, this is not gonna go well. Stealth it is. And here we go. Oh.
Yeah, Shepard, you constantly see him like staring at you.
So, anytime Shepard's eating, Kurgan's gonna be like,
yeah, but you notice he's like keeping an eye on you. So I guess it would make you feel a little uneasy.
Sir Kurgan.
Yes, lass. Yes. What can I do?
Everything okay?
Everything's fine. Why would you ask?
Well, you keep coming closer to me whenever I try to take a bite. And you're giving me the bug eyes, which kind of freaks me out. And yeah.
I didn't.
Because I'm flattered, but I am only 16, so
Wow. That puts me at about 4 times your age, lass.
yeah.
I've been worried about you, lass.
Thank you for the worrying. I am fine. Just a little out of it at the moment. Don't mind me.
I'll always mind you, lass.
All right. So if there's anything left on breakfast, we can quickly say you guys finish up eating. Shepard's just nibbling on bacon while Kurgan's just staring at her. Hunter's what is Hunter? How is Hunter? He's just watching, or
Yeah, it's just
what's the face expression he has on right now?
probably as usual. This is weird and boring. Why are we here? Kind of face stuck on his face.
And Joda, you can see him struggling with his internal demons about his uncle and how he's going to deal with that. And I think this is a good place for us to take our first 10-minute break, and then we'll get back and you guys will start your journey. All right?
Yay.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yes.
to drop on one thought. I was going to try to look for either that item that I discussed with you earlier or another item that's specific to, I believe, the Waterdeep campaign, Dragon Heist.
Yep. Okay.
It's a oversized longbow. It's not a magical item, but it is a weird one.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
strength-based longbow.
All right. So when we come back, you guys will do your shopping and hopefully you'll
Okay.
find your stuff. All right.
All right.
Be back in 10.
At some point, should we be trying to inform Zariel that Shepard is alive?
No.
Curious.
Why not?
Why?
No.
Because I still don't fully believe that Shepard is alive.
Because Lulu's reaction was.
But I'm here.
Lulu's reaction was pretty telling.
Well, Lulu never saw her. She just said it's not possible, or soul was
Lulu
destroyed.
said something about
Lulu said
I
it
can't see her
worried
soul anymore.
Yeah, Lulu said it worried me when
Yeah,
I
she-
told her about bringing her back.
Yeah, because she
I
couldn't
don't like
feel it.
this.
Yeah, she
I
couldn't
don't-
feel her
Right.
anymore. There was no
Because we're not
connection.
linked
Yeah, there was-
anymore.
So, and yet you still have power, and that's the other thing that I'm worried about. Is that Lulu is not, you're not getting your powers from her anymore, so
That's
I
good.
am
That's good.
very
Yeah.
interested in where you are getting them from.
But did Hunter tell you about Lulu? That's the thing. I don't remember if he told you guys what
He
happened.
did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you did?
That was the first thing I asked him.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
no, I walked into Varys while he was about to perform the ritual. I was like, Varys, how do you get a soul back
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
if
that's
it's
right.
gone?
That's right.
Very bluntly and a very hungry way.
I love
I'm
this.
wondering if at some point, and I'm saying this just to Joda and Hunter when Shepard is off going to the bathroom or something, if we should. If
She
we
never
should
went.
ask-
So she never went to the bathroom.
Check the chamber pot.
I'm going to wait until Shepard's not around before I say it.
I can't say it until it happens. Because she's still with you guys.
Okay. I will.
Like, this would have to be something you would have to try to roleplay it out. Like, because she's with you technically right now.
I understand. I just ask it, but I am afraid it might be the wrong thing to do.
All right.
I-
So,
I'd like to go talk to Uncle Varys.
so you guys, so Hunter just came down to meet you guys, and you're all heading up back to the.
Oh, wait, good.
All right.
He likes it up there anyways.
I'm gonna. If y'all are, I'm done being up there. I'm gonna stay down here and do my thing. That's fine.
Well, you do have a Pegasus, so you're pretty mobile. I'm sure you can get to and do whatever you want.
All right. So yeah, the three of you. What do you guys say to each other?
Fair?
To Uncle Varys?
Well, no, because you guys are about to leave Hunter. So are you guys going to discuss what you're going to do? How are you going to meet up later on? Like, are you having this conversation? Or Joda, your mic is on, so every time you eat that, it's like right in there.
Should we meet back here at Uncle Varys's house at let's say
Noon?
all right, fine. I was gonna say at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Joda, turn off your mic when you're gonna eat. Jesus. Because I'm figuring. I mean, if we're just finishing up breakfast and now Hunter comes back in and we did some talking. It's got to be. I mean, it's
11.
yeah. Noon is an hour from now.
Yeah.
So how about if we think about maybe an early dinner?
Do it.
So meet up back up at Uncle Barry at the house down here at say 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
What's an
Good.
o'clock?
Gonna pick up a rack of lamb with some fresh meat for dinner. It's gonna be
All
excellent.
right, Hunter. When the sun is directly overhead, and when the sun is on the horizon, 2/3 of the time between those two times, we'll meet back at the house.
Brave of you to assume I know math.
We'll
Just
come to
stay
the
up
house
there.
and we'll start yelling.
Sounds like a plan. I like yelling.
Aye.
All right. So the three of you head off.
I'm heading for the portal to the meteorite.
All right. And Shepard and Joda, same.
Yes.
All right. So you guys leave Hunter. Hunter probably realizes you guys never even cared to ask him what he was doing in his day. Probably feeling a little isolated.
Always feels isolated.
You could come along.
I'm just messing.
He chose to be a.
I shouldn't be putting thoughts into his head, but I just think it's funny. Like no one's like, "What are you doing today?" They're just like, "Bye."
We're like, we're all going back home. He's like, I'm going to the meteor. It's like, okay, see you later. Comes back from the meteor. We're like, what do you guys do?
Yeah.
Like, we're all going to the meteor. He's like, I'm going somewhere else.
So we will start with Hunter. Yeah, they leave
It's our
off.
relationship. It works.
Yeah, it's a perfect relationship. You say goodbye to them. You see them walking away. You're still at Uncle Varus's house. What do you do?
Pee on the door. No, I'm joking.
Mine. No one comes here when I leave.
I'm gonna go see about some equipment. Go see if somebody can make me a big beast of a longbow, possibly with some dragon sinew.
So what is this item you're looking for?
An oversized longbow. It's from Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It's a strength-based longbow.
This unique weapon can only be used by a medium or large creature that has a strength of 18 or higher. The bow shoots oversized arrows that deal piercing damage equal to 2d6 plus the wielder's strength modifier.
So it's not a magical weapon. It's just I think of it kind of like an Orokai bow, where the shafts are about the size of a quarter, and it's really big and whatnot.
You don't use a shield?
I do, but if something's
I guess it's so
away
far
from me.
away. Yeah, you don't need it, right? That makes sense.
Yeah. There's been a couple of instances where I can't really do any range damage, so I'm just like, ha!
I totally got it. Yeah, let me see something. Okay. All right. As
we're walking away, I'm calling over my shoulder. I know where you can find some dragon sinew.
I mean, I kind of had a leg on a cart with me.
What did you say about the dragon part? With the longbow?
Possibly make it out of some of the dragon sinew to like strengthen it up or whatnot, or just for flavor.
Yeah, just for flavor. I got it. All right.
And I figured because that would be something that they could make before we get out of town, possibly, and then look for anything that maybe would help me kind of like that other item I sent you, like something that would return a thrown weapon to my hand kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you find a armory called Ament and Umbrold's Arsenal. When you come in, the shop is a 2-story building, and the shopkeeper is a heavyset male half-elf. His name is Ament. So when you come in, you can hear him in the back. He's not at the front right now, but there is like another person in there looking at stuff. They just kind of see you, and they put down the weapon, and they walk right out.
The hell was their problem? Oh, he's gone. Whatever. Hey, hi.
Just 1 second. When this elf comes out, you notice he has this massive gash coming down like his neck and into his chest.
Oh, that's a sweet one.
Oh, yeah, this was given to me when I was an adventurer. It's like I've never kind of talked the same after.
Oh, yeah, I got, like, bitten by a dragon, like, 2 days ago. It was pretty awesome.
No way, that's what did this!
Oh, sweet!
Where did you fight a dragon?
This weird thing, and, like, this went through this portal, and they had on my armor, so I had to punch it, and, like, I punched it with fire. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah. I hate those bastards. If it
Oh.
didn't do this to me, I would have still been adventuring.
Ah, well. How would you like to make something out of a dragon?
Says, caught my interest.
I'm thinking of like this big, hulky, like bow. Like, I'm a pretty buff guy. I ain't too like finessey with the stuff. But if I got
Oh, an
something that's, like,
oversized bow.
yeah, something real good. And like we got this sinew. We got like these pieces of dragon. I know like dragons sinew. You make bows with sinew and whatnot. So if you like make it with dragon sinew, it might be like tougher or something. I don't know.
He says, do you show him the scales?
Yeah,
Do you have them with you?
I imagine I would have picked up some off the ground and like I'm not a hunter. Is not like a forager or anything, so he's probably got like he might even have the wrong chunk of dragon.
Yeah.
But he's just like
Roll me-
we still got some left, so I don't know if I don't have the right part, I could come back with the I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff.
So just let me take a look, and he starts looking through all the pieces. And he's like, "Wow, these are actually really fine scales." Did you take them from? Are these ones from the ancient dragon or from the regular? Like,
Oh yeah, from the ancient. He would have went for the big
Yeah.
damage hammer.
He's looking at these. He's like, "These are from an ancient dragon, aren't they?"
Maybe I don't know. He was big and like really big, bigger than the other ones. So there was a lot of them.
So, can you get more of these?
Yeah, I could do that. I think there's. Yeah. I don't think they pushed the rest of him out of that thing because it's probably going to take a couple days to get him chopped up and thrown out of the castle. Honestly.
Yeah, his curiosity is completely like piqued. You just see it in his face. Like he wants to start at like castle.
Yeah, he's a dragon, so he had like this place that's like through this portal thing, and then you have to like get shot into. They keep calling it space. I don't know what space is.
Let me see. He says, "I've never heard such a thing, but sounds like a great adventure."
Oh yeah, it's been great so far.
He says, "So how about we make a deal? If you get me some more of these, I'll make your bow. Make a little extra for me on the side, and I'll charge you nothing."
Sounds like a plan.
He says, "What's your name, by the way?"
Just call me Hunter. I don't really have, one of those fancy names like you guys tend to.
I understand. I've never really seen your kind walking around here, but, I think you're just like everybody else.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
He says, "It was a pleasure meeting you. You're not as bad as I hope to see you soon." And he like kind of catches himself. Yeah, so you guys shake hands, make the deal. I guess you'll come back later with the dragon scales. And he said it'll take him most of the week probably to start on this bow.
I guess I'll ask him if he knows a place where I could find that other item. I don't know.
So how do you? Okay. You want to do the downtime activity to see?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, let's do it. So.
What is it? A persuasion or what? What is it?
Let me see. Well, you're not buying a magic item, so I'm trying to see if there's a different one.
Well, I think it is somewhat magical because it kind of turns, or is it not magic? It's a weird one. It's one of those.
The oversized. Wait. Oh, that one. Okay, I forgot that one.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So let's do the magic item.
It's hard with play.
I'd be curious to know just what sort of items you think would be appropriate for us to look for.
What do you mean?
Or if we have no, I'm talking to Seb. Would we have an idea of like what the cost of magic items and stuff would be like?
I mean,
I'm just wondering.
you know that there are some things that are just easier to get. I mean, and some things that are almost impossible. So
Yeah, I'm just curious. So we're gonna be looking for things. I don't know. I'm thinking about what it is we should be looking for if we look for magic items.
like a wizard might look for the wand to give you pluses to your
I have that.
attacks.
I've got those. I've actually got
Well, you have, I think, a +1, right?
Wand of War Mage +1.
Yeah, so you might look for a +2 or a +3 depending on how much they are.
Does that just affect your to its spell attack rolls, which is still pretty good.
Yeah,
I
landing.
kind of want Gauntlets of Overstrength.
Doesn't Kirkin have those?
He does, and he's using them.
A strong wizard.
Maybe you can get Uncle Varys to give you another 4 or 5 of those strength books. He's got plenty of those lying around.
That would be ideal.
Alright, so how does this work? A character seeking to buy a magic item makes a charisma persuasion check. Alright. The character gains a +1 bonus on the check if every work week beyond the first, so you don't get that. Or a +1. Oh, 21. Look at that. Magic item table F. Does that card have a price on it too? Like how much it would be? Or is
No,
that-
because it's straight out of Critical Role. And it's a one of their custom items. I don't know if they ever released the actual stats on it. It was a pretty early game item though.
Yeah, it's a rare wondrous item.
Oh, it's a rare one. Okay.
That's what it says on it. So he doesn't quite. Let me see. What? That didn't work. Oh, okay. Just trying to see how it would work if I use the actual downtime activity. So, yeah, he will tell you he will have to look into it. He's never really seen that before, but he's pretty confident he could find something, and he tells you it would roughly be around 1,000, like 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. All right, but it's gonna take him probably the same amount of time.
Yep.
To find the
Yeah, all downtime activities take 10 days.
a week. Yeah, so it'd be the same as the taking the bow. Okay.
The bow
Alright.
might be done quicker, but yeah, the same, pretty much.
Yeah. And I'll actually have to have him make me arrows since they're special arrows too, for that bow.
Just don't run out.
Well, on the plus
Like-
side, I don't think these arrows will break because they're the size of.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be using it a lot anyway, so
Yeah.
probably not. So yeah, he tells you he's confident he can get it. And I don't know, is there anything else you want from him?
No, I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, the rest that I have to do is basically go find powdered silver, but I think that's going to be probably somewhere different.
Up to you.
Enter's too simple for anything else, really.
Yeah. All right. So he'll just wander around Waterdeep for the rest of the day, or go back to the meteorite.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I'll let everybody else have their turn.
All right, so we'll say, yeah, you leave the store for now and go wander around Waterdeep. You notice, yeah, people obviously. Do you have any kind of hoods on or cloaks covering your horns, or are you just walking around?
No, I'm walking
showing
around
them
on a
off?
Pegasus.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. You have a Pegasus too. I mean, people are some people who haven't heard the stories of you yet, kind of like walk away a little, and some people who have heard the stories of you guys, kind of they do wave and nod and are like, hey, and so you see people like pointing at you and like talking to each other. That's one of the guys who saved Eltra, like that kind of stuff going on. So you do notice this happening around you, and you're picking up attention the more and more you're out there. And so Joda, Kurgan, and Shepard. So you guys make your way outside of Waterdeep and up to the meteorite. When you get there, a lot of the elves are doing like typical maintenance stuff, like cleaning and just different household chores. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna look for Uncle Varus.
I don't have the original map anymore because it got messed up. Okay.
It's so bright.
Yeah. I mean, this is the original map once I... Okay. You guys should maybe see. Or is it still loading?
No, I can see.
Got a map.
It's a map I'm not familiar with, but it'll work. Not like
I'll just open up the whole thing. I mean, this is the original map, so there'll be like more people on here that there actually is in this place. So I haven't had time to fix all the maps.
meh.
There we go. So it's the same place. It's the meteorite. It's just the original map that's not all detailed.
Okay.
Yeah, so you would come in. This is the portal to the east of you, and you would find Varus. Most likely his head in some books in his kind of study area. And you would... There's the doors here are always like kind of open. There's never really shut doors, so you could just walk by. You'll see him in his little place studying some books. And he looks up. Who's with you, Kurgan?
That would be up to them.
I'm also there.
Looks like
Me
they all.
too.
Okay. Say it's over here. I don't have... Let me find it. So when he sees you, Kurgan, you walk in first, or
Sure.
he would
Yep.
see you. Oh, Kurgan, you guys are back. And then as Joda, you walk in, you see him kind of, he smiles at you, Joda, and then he kind of, you see him, he gets a little quiet, ashamed. You guys are back. Excellent. How was Waterdeep?
It was nice.
It's a lot more city than I'm used to. I'm more accustomed to the smaller settlements of dwarves in the hills.
Totally understand.
Certainly feels a lot different than it did before. But it's good. Certainly good to be home.
It's good to have you here, Joda. So is there something I can help you with?
Aye, there is. I'll be heading back to the city in a short while to do some shopping. But before I went, I wanted to know if perhaps you might have some of the things that I'd be looking for our mission for you to where are we going? Barovia. To Barovia. Specifically, I'm looking for any sort of diamond dust that you might have that I could use to aid me in the casting of a greater restoration spell. And also, I'm looking for a pendant, something I can wear on a chain around my neck. It would have to have the look of a sunburst, and it would have to be worth, I'd say anything at least around 100 gold pieces.
He kind of looks at you awkward.
Would you happen to have something like that? Actually, now that I think about it, if you could just for the sunburst pendant, if you could just see your way to giving me 100 gold pieces, I can make my own. but I was thinking perhaps you'd be willing to donate to the cause, since we're heading into Barovia to rescue your people and all.
Okay, he looks at you. I don't think we have any diamonds up here. I'm really sorry, Kurgan.
What about some wee gold pieces? Or even an ingot of gold. Or actually, I don't even know if it has to be gold. I suppose I could check me records here.
So let me see what the treasure was. That's what I'm looking at real quick. So he had bloodstones. There was hematite stones, coral branches, and jade. There's
None of that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but we have actually no diamonds up here.
Have you? I'm thinking now that the sunburst pendant that I'm speaking of doesn't actually have to be made of gold. It just needs to be made of in the neighborhood of 100 gold pieces worth of material. Have you got some? Have you got some silver, some gold?
The 2,000 gold pieces we gave you wasn't enough?
That is. I'm planning on spending the vast majority of that on something that's going to keep your nephew alive.
I understand. And he reaches over and he pulls out a little coin purse and he tosses it to you. It has 100 gold pieces in it.
This would be perfect. Thank you, sir.
Of course.
I'm going to head back to my my bedroom over there on the ledge that did not get hit by a wayward asteroid during the night.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Fabricate with my Smith tools ability, and I'm going to create a pendant that can be used as the material component for the Dawn spell.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, you're doing that. While he's doing that, what is we'll go to Shepherd.
Okay. I would like to go up to Uncle and just extend my hand and say thank you. I don't think I've said it because I was out cold, but I would like to thank you for doing what you did and getting me in this body. Thank you.
He looks. You're not there, Kurgan, so you didn't hear this. So he looks at you when you say that, like, I don't understand. What do you mean by that? Why a body? Is it? Are you feeling okay?
Well, I just want to say thank you for you doing this for me.
Joda.
Thank you.
So I guess Joda would still be there, right?
Yeah.
So how does he looks at you, Joda, and he looks back at her. He says, I'm sure you just feel perhaps a little disconnected, but hopefully you'll feel better in time.
We can all hope. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you. Also, I have some questions, and I pull out a little notepad.
Uh-huh.
You are from Barovia. I just want to know if there's any dangerous things that you can tell me that are over there that we have to watch out for, what we should take, what should we not take from the people. Is there different currencies? Is there health potions? Is there...
He says, I get it, I understand. He says, I can put some things together for you for sure. He says, I would assume everything there would be dangerous. I haven't been there in hundreds of years, but it's not a place that you should feel safe.
Okay.
He says, specifically, stay away from... Her name was Baba Lysaga, and just a lot of them. He says, I'm sure there might be a few people you can trust, but as I said, everyone I know would most likely have been dead, except for those very evil ones who seem to live forever.
So do you have any friends over there still, or do you think they're all dead?
He says, I hope that they're still alive. He says, they should be alive, I am.
What are we looking for when we're just the people?
He
Or
says, the last I saw, their camp was next to a town called Velaki. If you head there first, I'm sure you can just ask where the Dusk Elves are, and they should point you in the right way.
and we are to just tell them your name, and they will know that we are friendly.
I was a predominant person in that group, so they would remember me for sure. He says, I can give you something, perhaps that they'll know it's from me, and they will trust you.
Sure.
And he looks up at you, Joda, and he says, how are you?
I'm feeling better. Been a difficult time altogether over the last few weeks. So it's been a lot to cope with, but I'm starting to find some resolve, some resolution in all this, especially having to come to terms before going on this obviously perilous adventure that we are about to embark upon.
That makes me very happy to hear, Joda.
Indeed. But I too had some questions, so hopefully we can work some things out today. I'm gonna look at how does he look health-wise?
There's no need to do an insight check. He looks very frail. Like he's shaking a little. You see his cane propped against the desk.
So
I mean, he's an elf, so it's really hard to tell, but you could tell for an elf, like he's old, he's frail.
Interesting.
Because for elves,
like
I guess right up until almost the end, it's like they just dramatically kind of start to, yeah.
Okay. Be like, so how did you kill my parents?
He pauses and he looks up at you and he says, "Do you really want to know this? Or
I do.
I feel like you're just going to get upset again with me."
Stab.
I think it's important that I know.
He says, when we saw them with you, and he told me to do what I had to do, they weren't adventurers or anything. I just used a magic missile, and it was quick, Jojo, I swear.
And what did you do with their bodies when you were finished?
I didn't have time to do anything with their bodies.
Oh.
We got you.
Do I know what happened to their bodies?
Well, I remember from your
dead, right?
your backstory was you got lost in those woods.
Right.
So you kind of got separated from them. He saw them, killed them, and then that's when he found you lost, technically, and took you in.
So you just left them where you killed them? Where was this?
Well, we'll say it was in. I'm trying to remember what that forest is called. It's right next to Waterdeep. Yeah, the forest we'll say right next to Waterdeep. I forget what it's called right now. I can't think of it.
All right. Not to waste any more time, but I would like him to describe it to the best of his ability. Like, I would like to find this place where you left my parents. So.
Well, you know the forest.
Okay, so he can describe to me kind of.
Yeah, he kind of describes a place where it was kind of like a little open, grassy area. If you were standing facing north, you would kind of look up at this little short mountain that kind of blocked straight ahead. So you would kind of just kind of walk around it, but it was a little prairie feel, I guess. I don't know, like it's like a little open area with wildflowers growing in it. It was a place where you were kind of like playing with them, and then you kind of just ran off and got lost.
Okay.
Like when he says it to you, you start to have little flashes of memories of that place, of what it looked like. So you kind of remember it being this little opened spot with wildflowers, and the forest is all around it. It was like a little sanctuary place and butterflies, and it was really nice.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you telling me that. So considering what you've done for my friend and for me, both in raising me and giving me the house and the book, I can certainly see to forgiving you for all this. So on some level, I believe that you've redeemed yourself. And though it's still difficult for me to emotionally process all this, I would hate for you to pass away thinking that someday I will not be able to come to terms with all this. So just know that the book was a big part of it. I'm struggling to, keep back my materialistic, indulgences, my greed for those items. But yes, thank you for all that you've done. And if you're not here when I return from Barovia, hopefully return from Barovia, go in peace, Uncle.
He like when you say this, he just starts to like, you see him immediately just start to like shake. And you just see him get so emotional, he kind of like turns away as his eyes start to water. And he says, "You don't know how much that means to me to hear."
Well, that's why I said it. So, by the way, as you have all this knowledge of Barovia, I would very much like to know, how the hell are we going to get out of there? And what can we do to potentially save your people?
You must kill the lord of that place. He's an evil man named Strahd. That is the only way to free them all.
And you feel
he is
fairly certain
he is the oldest vampire ever to live. He is the first.
You feel pretty confident if I kill Strahd, everything's going to go back to normal, huh?
He goes into the story, and he starts to tell you of the story of Barovia and how Strahd, he was once a human and a war general, and he fought in these massive battles, and they won. I mean, he took over Barovia. He told his parents, who were kind of the king and queen of another place, to come down. He summoned them because he was like now the lord. And on their way, his mother died. So they never got to see Barovia, but he named the castle after her. He also tells you he knew this woman who was beautiful. Irina. No, was it Irina? I think it was Irina. And he had this huge infatuation with her, and he loved her so much, but she ended up loving his brother. And on their wedding day, he was trying to be the better person, but he broke down and ended up killing his brother. And then she ended up killing herself. No. First, sorry, let's back up. He went to the Ember Temple. And he tells you that it's this place of darkness. He's like, try to avoid it as much as you can. He's like, it is just pure evil there. He says, and there are these ancient gods that live in they're entombed in these amber sarcophagi, and they are just the essence of what these gods once were. But they will offer you powers and tempt you with powers. So you must not give in to them. The temptation is great. He says, and Strahd went to one of them and seeked out to become immortal. But there was a catch. He had to kill something that he loved, and he had to be murdered brutally by his people. And when he lost his rage on his brother, he killed his brother, and then Irina took her life. He says that is when these guards took an opportunity while he was down to try to kill him. They slain him, but he did not die. He came back as the first vampire. And he has ruled Barovia ever since, and he is mad. He says there was the thing was, which he didn't know either, was there was a consequence of his immortality, and it was the curse that keeps him and everyone in Barovia trapped forever.
Excellent.
So we'll say at this time, Kurgan, you came back. What is Hunter doing down in Waterdeep? We'll let you guys think on that. Shepard's listening to the story like, what the fuck?
What? What are you people looking at? Stop it!
You're a tiefling riding a Pegasus through the streets of the city. Of course they're looking.
Stop it! Leave me alone. He'll yeah, that's basically what he did. He's just like riding around and people keep dogging him. He's like, stop it! Stop it! Leave me alone. But he'll let's say he'll just go find some powdered silver. That's about the only other thing he was looking for.
You could have gotten it at the place you were just at, I think.
He
right?
didn't know that.
Okay.
But how do these contacts work, by the way, that he made?
Well, we'll say like they're. What kind of person are you looking for? Like that's you tell me. Like who did you meet that day? Like don't make it too outrageous, or I'll just say that didn't happen. But let's say you made a contact there. Who would you have kind of talked to or gravitated towards while you were there?
Who he would gravitate towards?
Because it seems like you're looking like somebody you might be looking for that you met at that party that you think might have this, something like that. Like.
Oh, that might have that magic item.
Or the silver. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, the silver. Let's say like there's this weird guy that was like covered in all kinds of talismans, and Hunter just found him hilarious.
Okay.
But he seemed like some kind of like crazed holy man or something like that worshipped all kinds of different deities, but you know.
All right. So the guy was his name is Aneth. And he does deal with holy symbols. So yeah, he would tell you where he had a little shop. And it was in like the kind of grungier areas of Waterdeep, nothing fancy. And you happen to just you see it as you're traveling. It's called the Sphinx's Arcana.
Oh, that's that guy that kept on talking to himself shopping, like he was praying all those different. That guy was hilarious. I was gonna stop in there.
Yeah, he's he was more like a trader. Like it's a kind of a what are those places called? Where you bring your old stuff and they sell it like a pawn shop. Yeah, it's a trader, like a pawn shop kind of place. So yeah, when you walk in, he's talking to somebody, this lady, she's holding like an item in his hand, and he's like, no, I swear, he's like, that thing will bring you good luck. He's like, take it. He's like, I'll sell it to you only for 10 gold pieces. And she's like, that's kind of high. And he's like, he's going back and forth with her. And then he sees you and he says, oh, and he remembers you immediately because you're this tiefling and you don't see many of them in Waterdeep. And he looks at the lady, he's like, how about you think about it? I'll take off 2 gold pieces. Really think about it. He's like, I got another customer to take care of. And he comes over to you, Hunter. He shakes your hand. It's good to see you again.
You're the one that was like drinking it. Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah, you were one of the people I could actually stand like talking to for 5 minutes. Look at that. Nev, how you doing? You know, got this weird thing coming up, and you seem like you kept talking about weird stuff in your shop. It sounded like a guess. But I was actually, you said you had all those holy symbols, so I assume you deal in like holy stuff.
Of course. And he opens the shirt and he has all these different holy symbols of all different gods like jingling around his neck.
That's hilarious. But yeah,
So I can't be too careful.
No, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna worship one, why not worship a bunch and pit them against each other? I get it. But yeah, looking for some powdered silver. I'm going to a place that supposedly is full of like undead and whatnot. So
Oh, powdered, just plain powdered silver?
I mean, you show me around. You got this nice shop. You invited me here, so let's take a look.
Like, oh yes. Come. He's like, look at these. And he pulls out a horseshoes. He's like, these would go well with your horse.
Horseshoes? You
Ah,
realize he's like magical and whatnot, right?
he's like, but these are horseshoes of speed. He could run faster.
He flies.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And he just like throws them into a box. He's like, what else do I have? I have these gloves, and he pulls out these gloves. They're battered a lot. You can tell they've been worn, and they look a little small to fit you. And he says, they might fit you. They belong to a dwarf, but these are gloves of missile snaring.
Oh, what's missile? What's a missile? Like,
Do you know what those magic people do?
oh, they catch magic-y missile-y. That's interesting. I kind of got these gauntlets, so I don't think they fit under my gloves. But
Oh, yeah. They look a little small. He just tosses them.
that's cool stuff, though.
It is. I collect a bunch of stuff. He says, I have this pike. He's like, an old adventurer brought this in once. And it's a really well-made pike. Just meta knowledge, it's a +1 pike.
Oh, just +1 pike.
Yeah. You're right. How about a Berserker Axe? And he like grabs it off the wall.
A Berserker Axe. What does that do?
He says, oh yeah. I'll tell you.
I like the name of it.
He says, he's like, yes, with this thing, you'll always land a blow. In addition, he's like, it gives you a little health. Your hit point maximum increases by 1 for each level you have attained. He says, yeah, I heard there might be some unknown side effects, but whatever.
Huh.
You don't look like you're too interested.
I don't know. It is called a Berserker Axe. Is it a battle axe or a hand axe or?
It's well, it could be anything. It could be a battle axe, it could be a great axe, or a hand axe.
Huh. How much is it?
Look up a price. I'm like pulling these as I talk, so. I just have to. Almost there. One more second. What? How do you spell it?
Berserker? Berserker.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's not in my little beat, my little thing. Yep, I don't have a price for it. So he will tell you it is. Says I could get rid of this, or like, let's just say. How much do +1 weapons cost? Is that 1,000?
Yeah, usually 1,000.
Right. Yeah, so you'll say, yeah, I can get rid of it for 1,000 gold pieces.
Ah. Tell you what, I'll be around town for a little while. I think I got some other work coming, so I'll think about it.
Ah, all right. Well, is there anything else I can show you? He's like, let me look. Silver. What else is silver in here? He's like, oh, wait a minute. He says, how much silver powder do you need?
I was thinking like 150 gold worth.
Oh, that's a lot of silver.
I guess, I don't know. I'm not used to carrying around coins that don't like scream at you.
100? So that would be 1,000, like 1,000 silver pieces. Technically, if you took 100 or 100 gold pieces worth of silver is 1,000 coins, right? Because it's 10 silver pieces.
Yeah.
So he says, if you just bring me the silver, I can pound it up for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works too.
I could do that. It might take me a few days to just shave it all down into some pieces, but I'm sure I could do it.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. I'm gonna do like some. I've never done like holy stuff before, but technically, I kind of got that whole energy vibe going.
He says, how about this? You buy this axe, and I'll do it for free. I'll come with it.
No, I think I'm gonna think on the axe.
All right. I can never get rid of this thing, and he puts it back on the wall.
Okay.
He says, but yeah, sure, I could do that for you. And he agrees to pound or give you that, silver powder.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do?
No, that'll.
Or so as you do like a little quick glance while you're in there, though, you see that he has just a +1 ring mail armor, +1 hand crossbow, elixir of health. You'll see like on the wall a little label on it. A moon touched sword, oil of slipperiness, potion of diminution. I don't know what that one is. Potion of greater healing. And then there's 2 spell scrolls, which you probably would just think is paper, since you don't know magic.
What are the spell scrolls actually? He'll
Leadman's tiny hut and remove curse.
I don't know what that wizard has. Huh. How much for this removey cursey thingamajiggy?
He tells you.
Is that what that says? I can't read.
He says, yeah, that's what it says. He tells you it will be 200 gold pieces.
I'll grab that. Maybe if I give it to that wizardy guy, he'll stop, complaining.
Excellent, excellent. And yeah, he grabs it and I'll even put it into a nice fine spell scroll case. It's just a wooden case, and he puts it in, tops it, and yeah, you wouldn't know. Yeah, and he hands it to you for 100 gold pieces. Do you give it to him, or do you try to barter or anything like that? Or does money not really concern him? Like, does he not think that way?
He doesn't really. He's not used to dealing in money, so it's just like.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You see him trying to count, and he's just like.
And he goes, I could do that for you. And he's like,
No, I got it. But
Okay.
he's going to spend like 30 minutes counting it out.
Are you sure you don't need some help? It's like right there. You just.
10. And he accidentally gives him 10 more gold than he's supposed to.
Okay.
He does it himself because he knows how to do it.
He kind of looks at it and he's counting it as you're, and then when you like start adding the extra 10, he's still like waiting. And then he goes, oh, you gave me one too many, and he hands you back one.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, buddy. Yeah.
Of course. Come back anytime. It was great seeing you again.
Yeah, it was a great time.
All right. We'll come back to Shepard and Joda and Kurgan. So Kurgan, you come back into the room. You hear the end story of the uncle talking about Barovia. Was there anything else you were asking him, Joda?
Any idea where I might find a counter spell scroll?
He says, I can write one up for you.
Excellent.
I know that spell very well,
I would.
as you all know, because he counterspelled. That's when he showed you guys all. That was the first spell he cast.
Quite well that you're good with that spell.
I could actually. I mean, I could potentially just copy it directly out of your book.
Yeah. He lets you, he says, if you wish to see it, you can, of course, use it.
While Joda is looking at that spell, I had a question for you. I, of course, will wait until Joda finishes what he's about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just copy all the spells in his book?
I mean, that will take you, if you calculate how long that would take.
Yeah, probably take a while. Huh?
Well, yeah, because I think
get
each level's 2 hours or something like that, right?
It's an hour per level unless it's a
Was it?
divination.
Or is it 2 hours if it's not divination? 2 hours per level.
Don't suppose you just want to give me this?
Dude, this is. He's like, it is. I mean, I don't know if it. Could you use another wizard spellbook? Like, could you just take it and start using it?
Technically,
Yeah.
it's your understanding of the spell that you're also.
Yeah, you would still have to learn them, I think.
But I'd have them
I see what you're saying.
available.
Okay. Oh, that's.
You wish you had that book of wisdom now, eh?
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Wow.
Portent.
No, it'll be a disadvantage. So he would have to use 2 of them. That's all I'll roll. I don't know, how would that work? Portent. I guess. I don't know. That is an interesting. Because it's.
Portent. Right.
Yeah, because I guess if you would have to roll first and then. No, I don't know how that would work.
You could replace one of the rolls, maybe? I don't know.
Hold on a second.
I guess you could portend the whole thing instead of just doing it at disadvantage. I guess you can. Yeah, if you choose to. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So I could just make it whatever.
Yeah, if you have a portent to make it whatever you want. Because it's the same, I guess it would be the same thing as one of those
I'll
things
roll a
that
15.
bosses can
Portent is
do.
15.
Yeah.
So
What
that'll
is
be
it?
plus 6. So it would be a 21.
All right. Let me see.
Holy shit.
Just give me all your stuff, Uncle. Your house, your book, your castle.
He says,
I feel like I'm giving him a lot in return.
you already forgave him. Now you're gonna throw this at him after the fact.
I have freed him from
you're
I have
totally
freed all of
using
these
the
people. And these
the
people have this huge floating fortress. Thanks to
How
me,
much
I
is
am
your
now
love
leaving
worth?
to go free the rest of his people from.
exactly. He's like, I just forgave you. You're about to die. If you don't give me this book, I might not forgive you again. But he looks at you and he says, Joda, I need it. I needed to cast my magics. If you wish to copy some spells throughout while you're here, of course.
Okay.
I rolled a 28 for him.
Fair enough. I will definitely get the counter spell.
He says, I can assure you, Joda, when I pass, this will be yours.
Thanks. It's not going to help me in Barovia,
Shing.
but I do appreciate that.
Sting.
He says, I don't know what I would have to
Just
really help
imagine,
you.
Uncle, if I was in a situation in Barovia where the fate of your people was on the line and all I needed was that spell that I
What
didn't get from
is-
your book.
I'm hearing an alignment change in there. I don't know about you guys.
Did you really say that to him? He says, I can teach you the teleport spell. That should get you out of any sticky situation.
But can we use the teleport spell in Barovia?
Wait, can you? Yeah, because it's just a destination. Oh wait. Wait, you
It'll
must.
teleport
Yeah, you must be on the same plane of existence, so it doesn't take you off the plane. So yeah.
But it does take. It could take you out of a sticky situation in Barovia
Yes.
to a different place in Barovia.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. As long as I can copy the counter spell and then maybe get a couple other spells out of there. I don't know if you want to go through the time of letting me know what spells are in there that I could potentially copy, but
I mean, just look up Archmage stats and you can see. I'll say
Yeah,
those are definitely in there, and then excuse me, I could roll to see if there's maybe others, if you wish, or I'll do that after. So, what is? Well, Shepard hasn't talked to him. Well, okay, you were trying to say something, Kurgan. What? What is
happy
Kurgan
to
doing?
let Shepard go.
Oh no, I'm just.
I just had a quick question regarding the things, the sort of creatures or beasties that we might be encountering while we're in Barovia. I understand that you haven't been there in a while, but would you happen to know, or if you don't, would you happen to know who might know that could talk to me? I understand that there are certain creatures that are more likely to be harmed when I hit them with silver. My understanding is that there are other creatures who are more likely to be harmed if I were to hit them with adamantine. My question is, would you happen to know whether or not I'd be likely to run into any of the creatures who would be more likely to be harmed when I hit them with adamantine while we're in Barovia?
Probably none. He says
None.
most of them are hurt by radiant damage or silver.
So silver would be the way to go.
You'll be dealing with the undead mostly, and there is a a pack of werewolves that lived in the woods, so that would be silver, but
that would also be silver. So what you're saying is silver or radiant damage. And so the silver I've got with me silver pieces and my animate objects. If only I had a bit more wisdom for me radiant damage spells. That would be something that would come in awfully handy. Would you happen to know of a way that I could boost me wisdom?
Perhaps some meditation. Years of practice would bring you wisdom, of course.
Yeah.
He says, it is a, a great discipline of the mind, you know.
Reading a book to get stronger.
Man.
It's great. Yeah, well, thank you very much, Uncle Varus. Enjoy that life that you've got right now.
Thank you. What is Shepard doing through all this?
These people are nuts.
He says, but I do have a small favor to ask of you. He says, in order for me to get you to Barovia, I'm going to need a certain item. He says, you see, as we told you, Barovia is in a pocket dimension of sorts, and I just don't have enough power to locate it. He says, I need something saturated with psychic energy, and I do know of a place. It might be a little dangerous, but there it is ruled by mind flayers, and I.
Just a touch on the dangerous side. You know?
It might be a little dangerous.
They are experts, as you might know, with their psychic abilities, and they have these crystals that they channel their energy in. One of those, and I'd be sure to be able to open the gate to Barovia. I've been studying this for a long time. Huh?
Where's this lair?
It is in Undermountain.
Are you?
Left turn.
Holy, okay, seriously?
He
I love
says,
it.
people
love
as
it.
powerful as you, I'm sure it won't be that difficult.
I'm gonna need to change my spells.
He's like, prior to this, I would have probably been able to open a portal, but not in my current state.
Like, you know what? I can't.
The
even
steel
say
is
it
getting
right now.
better and better all the time.
I have some shopping for magical items to do. Mind flayers,
I love it.
they eat your brains, you know.
I don't
I
have
will-
very many of them to spare.
I will.
Not like some
Not even-
who have
not
that
even
book
that
that
easy
they
to-
just read.
He said
Not
he
even that easy to like.
I love it. I love it.
he
You know, surviving against.
he
I'm so happy right now.
he
I'm
put
so
he
happy.
puts he like grabs his cane and he like kind of lifts himself up really frail and he starts to walk over to another desk on the other side of this room, and he's just so frail, and he goes up to the desk and he like kind of waves his hand in front of the rock wall, and it kind of little door cubby hole kind of opens, and he pulls out a scroll and he walks back with his cane over to you, Jonah, and he hands it to you. He says, in the event that does happen, this can help you.
Did they suck out my brains? I look at the scroll.
You see it as a wish spell.
Do I need to have? Do I need to have this available spell slot in order to cast that?
You would have to do
Drop the
a
scroll.
check. No, you would have to do a DC and Arcana check.
Well,
You would most likely be able to pass it because the DC would be.
I just like
19.
roll that up real careful.
Yeah, it's like
that
it's, and when
away.
you touch the paper, it feels like gold leaf. Like it's so fragile and like
You have a
smooth. Oh, it's in a nice ivory case. Yeah, it comes in an ivory spell scroll case with gold lining on it.
I'm like,
How
you know,
expensive is
Uncle,
a ninth
you
level
know,
spell?
well, thank you. You know, you just continue to further redeem yourself in my eyes, and I'm not
says
just
it-
saying that.
It is
And
my
I've got to be honest, I feel a little bit better about going to fight these guys now. You know.
He says, "It is my understanding this is one of the only ways to bring back a mind if it has been taken by a mind flayer or an intellect devourer." And Kurgan's over there. He just gave him a spell scroll of wish, and I can't get my book.
So let me get this straight. You get
Yes.
a book that raises your intelligence. You get a house. You get the scroll of wish. You're his nephew. I can understand that. You get a book that raises your strength 2 points, and you didn't even do anything. I bring him back to life. I need to go take a moment. I need to go sit down. I'm going over to my shelf.
I am an original. You know, it pays to be part of the starting cast.
He says, and then he grabs his head and he kind of almost falls forward. "Now, if you please, I could use some rest."
Hey, Joda, could I trouble you to cast that wish spell and wish for a book that would raise me?
Nope. But you know, I do feel your pain. You know, should a time arise, which quite possibly will, that a magical item becomes available, I think that, you know, unless it's like specifically designed for someone else, you should have priority on upcoming magical finds.
I'm doing divine intervention.
I summon.
I don't know. A weapon just falls out of the sky.
Oh my god! It's the book from my dreams. It's the book from my dreams.
Yeah, it's just right in front of you. but it's like 2,000 pages, or it's gonna take you like a month to read.
Every day for the remainder of the campaign, I'm doing divine inspiration.
It's gonna be the size of the Codex Gigas. You know that really big book? The Devil's Book? Yeah, it's that huge. I want that book so bad. Like, I tried looking everywhere for copies of it, or I can't. They don't make them.
Eventually, you just get a self-help book instead that says how to like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. How to accept yourself. Being unwise.
For dummies.
Yeah, how to accept yourself for dummies. All right. Yeah, that just happened spontaneously.
Beautiful. Well,
Shepard. What is she doing this whole time?
Mountain, guys.
So what was Shepard doing? No, but what was Shepard doing through all this? Is she just does she just stand there and watch? Or is she looking around? Like, what is she doing?
I mean, she was just when I don't even know. When Joda started this whole thing, she went to his side, like, okay, he's getting upset. And then all of a sudden, it's just like a roller coaster of emotion that he's doing. And I'm just like, okay. And he's just like holding on to his robe, but like, what the hell's going on? This is so weird. And then his uncle just gave him a scroll. And she's just like, okay, now we have to go defeat mind flares. I guess this is okay. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So she was just standing there like, what the hell's going on? And also magical Kurgan, so we're in the same boat. So.
I'm glad that you joined me on that emotional roller coaster that was.
That was nuts. And now we have to go defeat mind flares.
Do we want to look for magical items before killing the mind flayers?
Do we need magical items? Do they take over people's brains and make them do things?
They do.
They do.
Do we have like a hat, a helmet, tinfoil?
I don't know if they take over your brain and make you do things. I do know that they derive sustenance from eating your brain.
Yes.
We should all walk in there with tinfoil hats on. I think it will help.
Plus
For someone
one
who's
against
as
mind
smart
flayers.
as you are, Joda.
Hey, I'm not taking any chances. You heard? If the tinfoil could help, it's better to have it than not. I mean, do we really care about looking ridiculous? Come on, you know.
I would still like to get some diamond dust.
Yes, and I would like to find a magical item. So,
Okay.
so let's
Uh,
search for some magical items, and then we can go find this thing.
so you're going to
Sebastian.
all do the downtime activities. So you'll go to Undermountain in a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question though.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what spell Hunter was searching for powdered silver for, but the protection from good and evil spell specifically says it as a material component is holy water, powdered silver, or iron, which the spell consumes, but it does not specify a worth of the powdered
Then
silver.
you would have those things in your little component pouch.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
So
Yeah.
as long as it doesn't say a cost to it,
right.
it's
I
typically
just
not-
the fact that when
Yeah.
it says that the spell consumes.
Yeah, I don't get that
Threw
crazy.
me off a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
some people would,
Alright.
but that's just too that makes wizards or any magic user unfun. For me, anyway.
Fair enough. Okay.
Unless it's kind of game. I mean, I could play a game like that to make it more realistic, but I would have to go into the game thinking that,
Right.
not knowing that. Yeah.
Nope.
You need licorice every time you cast it.
Yeah, exactly. That would suck. But it could be cool. I would actually like to play a game like that one day, maybe.
If you just have your wizard would just have to come in with like an itemized list, like go through all the spells and be like,
Yeah.
okay, DM, I need to go shopping for
Right,
feathers
right,
and
right.
Yeah,
and newts and this and that.
it could be fun.
In that case, I am interested in a whole bunch of powdered diamond.
Okay. I mean, you're in Waterdeep, so you could go to any jeweler and
Yep.
just ask for their diamond dust. And you can,
Right.
I mean, up to a certain amount, obviously. I mean, because there would be a limit on how much these places would have. But so how much would you be
I'm also
looking for?
thinking that a city as big as Waterdeep would have more than one jeweler.
Oh yeah, it's a like a little metropolis in a sense.
And would there be
Well, not metropolis, but
would there be a use for diamond dust in any sort of a oh crap, what's the word? Like industry.
I mean, I would just think the jewelers.
Okay, so because I mean it just says diamond dust. It doesn't say that it's got to be ground up gemstone quality diamonds.
Yeah, but when they cut diamonds,
Yeah,
there's
okay.
always the powders and stuff
Yep.
left over.
And it's just
'Cause they
it's
don't
100
have-
gold
Yeah,
worth regardless.
yeah, because they don't have
Alright.
like diamond drills and stuff like that here. I don't think so.
I will say to the party, so every time I cast a greater restoration,
Mhm.
and every time I cast a greater restoration, it's going to cost me 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust. And every time I cast a revivify, it's going to cost me 300 gold piece worth of diamond dust. Now I have 1,500 gold pieces to me name at the moment. That's 15 times that I would be able to cast a greater restoration, or 5 times I would be able to cast a revivify. I am willing to spend all my gold on buying diamond dust, but I may need to borrow some gold if it comes up, if there's something else that I need.
I'm more than willing to do that, although you may want to wait until after I purchase my magical item to invest. Well, to invest all of your gold, just to make sure I have. Like I have plenty now, but I just want to make sure that we have some left over.
I understand. I'll buy me diamond dust at the end of our shopping.
Let's go search for magical items.
Alright. Is there anything Shepherd is gonna search for while she's out on town?
Nope. I had health potions or a magical item. Eh.
She's just like, I'm going the way I am. I don't know why these people are all scared.
Yeah.
What is Joda looking for?
Okay. I mean, that's a very good question. I think that I may want gauntlets of ogre strength, or
Okay.
just gauntlets of strength of any kind, really. I mean, or a belt of strength, or yeah, I mean that's what I would like. So I think like those would be, or gauntlets of ogre power, right?
Hunter, Have I ever shown you me gauntlets of ogre power?
I'm also not there, so
Oh, damn.
Or wait, y'all came down, so
I don't.
come
I
up
mean,
to me.
Okay.
or like a. I mean, I would take like any sort of ring or ion stone if people have them hanging around. I don't know how it works.
Should we keep our eyes open for anything that would be that would offer any kind of protection against psionic attack, like mind flares, intellect
That's
attack?
what I was thinking.
Sure.
I don't think
That
there
could
is
be.
anything really.
Like a block.
Like I think there's an ion stone that gives you +1 to your saves. Like anything that would give you a plus to a. I think it's like a charisma save, right?
Well,
There's some
general,
not
general,
good.
general protection stuff gives you a +1 to all saves, so.
Well, the protection ion stone of protection gives you +1 to AC, I think.
Okay. So yeah, the ion stones, depending on which one, like protection. No, that's not the one. Do you know which one it is?
That gives you the +1. It is. I think it's one of the big ones. Like ion stone of. I think ion stone of mastery is +1.
So, ion stone of absorption, greater absorption. There's protection, agility, fortitude.
Yeah, it might be that they has to be like to a specific thing. I don't know. I didn't spend a lot of time looking into this. I probably
All right.
should have, but
So I mean, it's already 10 o'clock.
gauntlets of ogre strength. That's what I want.
So this is all like this whole game is you guys kind of doing downtime activities, looking for certain items. So yeah, we could do a roll.
Plan.
Yeah, give me a roll. What was it? A persuasion check to see if
The downtown
they can find it. Yep.
makes a charisma persuasion check. Would I have any idea if I did find it how much they might cost?
An ions? Well, it really depends
the
on.
gauntlets.
Oh, the gauntlets.
Drink.
Those are actually kind of
Ogre
expensive.
Yeah.
Ogre power is 8,000 gold pieces. I mean, it raises, strength to 19. What magic item is this? Let me see something.
How about some gloves of missile snaring?
Oh, I actually found that.
Do you have them?
No, that was at the shop I was at.
You found gloves of missile snaring?
No, I thought it was the other ones.
Oh, the glove of.
They shot the missiles, right?
Oh no, I thought it was missile catching or something.
No, I don't have it anymore.
No,
It was-
yeah, that
it
was the
was-
one that's catching.
It was missile catching that you were
Oh, it
talking
was?
about.
Okay.
Yeah, it was missile snaring, and that was back at the.
Oh, yeah, missile
shop I was
snaring. Yep. Oh.
I don't know what I want.
Gloves of missile snaring are 3,000. I mean, you could always talk to your uncle.
Just gonna give them to me? Anything I want. Like,
I mean, they have that treasure, that hoard of gold up there. That's
You
what
also have 5 other contacts that you could try, I guess.
yeah.
true. Or like, I like boots of.
You could. That's something you could say. Like, you can use a contact to see if you can get a deal. Like, maybe one of the nobles can help. Things like that. That's what they're good for.
I mean,
So,
I don't want to wrap up too much time anyway. If I just
yeah, I was
if
just gonna
roll
say.
forward and get something cool. Honestly,
Well-
why don't you just, if you would roll from a higher table and maybe make it affordable, just make it random.
You just gave me a wish spell, but you know, if you could do this,
I know,
If you could give
seriously.
me something useful.
But I have all
God.
this gold. What am I gonna do with it?
Oh my
I
God.
can't carry it around with me.
Yeah, so we'll have to just get back to this, and this is something we could, think about, right, during the week. Maybe we could
Yeah,
role play it
something
in
we
the
can
chat.
talk about, Yeah.
We could role play it in chat, so that way, when next
There
game
you go.
comes,
Think a little bit more
we
about
won't
what I
have to keep doing this. We'll just start because we'll have all
I
the
didn't-
shopping
Let me
done
think about
during
okay.
Discord. So Shepard too, if you think of something that you might want that you could be shopping for this week until next game, then let's all do it in Discord.
Next time we should go to Barovia already. Or
Well,
fight these
Yeah,
mind
so next game we'll just we'll get all the acting out during the week, and then we'll start entering that place under
Right.
mountain, so we
Come
don't
on.
get stuck doing all the role playing. But I do love it; it's great. I like how the story. I like the story. I like how there's Joda is like having this thing with his uncle, and then Kurgan's like watching Shepard all suspiciously. Then you have Shepard looking at everyone else like, what hell's going on and who am I? And then Hunter like, I don't belong with these guys. Like there's such a great dynamic to this group right now. It's really funny. Like you're all doing different things, and then you have Kurgan over here like jealous that everyone's getting magic items and causing a scene with the uncle, and that was
Don't
great.
worry, your patience will pay off in the end.
One thing I do want to not forget is that I'm still carrying around a suit of brand newly crafted red dragon scale armor, which since nobody can wear, I'm going to start figuring out how I can
Fencing.
sell it in order to possibly find and buy a I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but there's an item it's like a book that you would read, and it would thinking maybe I'll see
No,
if I can sell
I
off
never
this
heard
dragon
of it
scale armor
before.
and buy that book.
I don't think it exists. You might have to write it.
This is my new life's quest.
22 intelligence.
Kurt, intelligence.
No, it's
I would
wisdom,
need
right?
a lot of those books to get into a 22 intelligence.
I messed it up. So when I reloaded, I'm wondering why this messed up. I don't know why, but it keeps on taking the gold off of my character sheet every time I like.
Why are you
Like, I
beating a
tried-
horse,
That's the same thing
Shepard?
to me.
You have to
Are
update
you-
it in D&D Beyond, not.
Yeah,
your
you putting
actual-
gold onto your sheet in game or in
Yeah,
D&D
do it in
Beyond and then
D&D.
importing it in?
Oh, you have to put it in D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shepard, why are you beating a horse in Discord? Oh, that's Hunter. Oh, I thought that was Shepard. The icon looked like Shepard to me.
Hunter, I think is probably complaining about me with my wanting this
Yeah. Oh yeah, salty.
beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
I
And he said salty above that. Love it. Don't worry. I'm
If I
sure
could figure
something
out
will
how to-
come.
I'm having fun.
if I could figure out how to put a picture of a book onto that chat, I would.
Joda, just give me the roll right now. And then I can work with that during the week. I mean, you are.
Can I
You can port into
take
it.
a long rest before?
It's too bad. Nope, you're already at the place.
Come
We'll see.
on,
You're
I'm
already
like,
shopping.
I feel really tired for this one.
Go ahead and
Don't
portent
think
the
I can start till tomorrow.
I gave you a
Been a
wish
lot-
spell.
It was a
Roll the dice.
So broken.
Can I get guidance? I'm like, I need guidance.
Yes, I will guide him.
Guidance.
Moradin's guidance on you, lad. plus 4.
Is it really +4 for guidance?
Oh
for
no,
you?
plus D4, plus 2.
Okay. I think Jonah got a lot.
Yeah.
The last
Oh my God, Joda, you got a book of wisdom. Look at that.
intelligence. Yeah, right.
I've been waiting a long time for magical items. Okay, I'm level 14.
What would Joda do if the guy that you hired to get a magic item came back and was like, all I could find was this book of understand, or this tome of understand?
Joda's like, nah, I don't need that.
Would he read it himself?
Would be very generous and allow him to buy it.
He would be very generous and sell it.
I don't know. I think Joda would have to roll to see if he would be too tempted to read it or not.
To be perfectly honest with you, wouldn't that be crazy expensive?
Yeah. Yeah, they're rare. They're very rare. That was fun. I feel like poor Shepard doesn't get enough talk time. She's just like
She's still trying to figure out.
Yeah, she's just
Shepard is just like secretly, desperately wanting us to be in combat already. She's just like, can I just kill something and get past all of this?
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun when we go to Undermountain.
It's gonna be fun right up until the time that Shepard, the real Shepard, comes through and turns on us.
The fun part is that we're gonna have to go through all the levels in the mountain trying to get to the mind flayer.
No, I wouldn't do
Not
that.
if we have a teleportation.
Do they have a
Well,
map?
it doesn't work down there.
Huh?
Teleportation doesn't work
Correct.
through levels. I'm sorry.
Teleportation.
When you go down there isn't there teleporters? That,
You can-
go down?
Oh, well, if you know the map system, if you know what the gates go to,
Right. We're just gonna have
which,
to find someone who knows where the gate is.
I mean, your uncle has been researching this for a long time, so he might actually have those.
Ta-da!
I'll roll for it to see how many he'll have, but yeah, he might have some information. But yeah, I'm not going to have everyone go from level 1 to level 16 or
Let's just play Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
I'm going to narrate that and obviously throw in some maybe encounters on the way. I roll for everything to see if it happens, so I
We
won't
still
know
run
until
into
next
the
week.
vampires.
Yeah, we are vampires. Give us all your gold.
Nox, eat his
I
face.
still don't like
It will too. One gulp. You're just like bandits, I think.
they made poor life decisions, okay?
It was a funny scene. Like I purposely roleplayed them like dramatically, because I thought it'd be funny to see if you guys were like took a step back or were like, wait a minute, are these real vampires?
No, we were just
Oh yeah, it was Drail, wasn't it? He said he just like walked in there and just swung and he chopped the head off right like in the first swing. I remember that.
yes.
And that's how it all started.
I get blamed for that.
That was fun. Well, at least we'll have a battle next week.
Look forward to a battle.
Yeah, with mind flayers.
Yeah, but you have
We may not
protection
get to
against
the
them.
first.
You have a a spell
Everybody's
scroll.
Yeah, and remind me that before we go, I want to re-prepare the word of recall as a get out quick and come back to Waterdeep.
Well, we
Yeah.
can't.
Now, when we're going after the mind flayers, we can.
No, you
Oh, yeah.
can't.
Oh, you
Undermountain.
can.
No, you
You
can't.
can't teleport
You
out.
can't
of
teleport out of Undermountain either?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, this
Oh.
is awesome.
Once you start getting to higher levels, it
Yeah.
becomes pretty essential that you not be able to just leave Battlewood.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
In.
Then why do they make a spell like Word of Recall as high a level as it is?
Well, it's for campaigns where you have a massive geography that you're going to city to city.
Okay.
Kind of thing. We're
You're
mostly
using
staying
it.
in the
You're
same
using it
city.
as a time saver, not a party saver.
Right. Or if you want to steal some things.
Yeah.
Break in and then
It'd
Word
be-
of
it'd be
Recall out.
great. Yeah.
All right, folks.
Yeah, it really depends on the campaign, unfortunately.
Good session.
Yeah, it was fun.
I guess.
Bye.
See you
Shepard.
next time.
What's the little girl?
Uh-huh.
Oh, look cool.
Oh, making the face.
Oh, making the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, that's a famous meme, or isn't it?
Is that? I
That's
just
the
get the
look that
feeling
I
that's
got
Shepard
looking
looking at her
right.
friends now, saying, "Why am I hanging out with these people?"
What is happening?
Yeah, that
Exactly.
that looks like it. That's probably how she is right now. That's so
Oh,
funny.
No, it's, you know,
Okay.
it's good. Shepard's gonna get back into it. She's gonna be her old self again.
We'll see.
She's gonna be shocked back to her old self once we get into Barovia.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
maybe the mind flare will enter your brain and then like recombobulate it, and then we'll spell it back in, and everything will be fine again.
Yeah,
I hope that doesn't
that's what we should be. That's what we should be working toward.
Just
I
rest
think-
assured, if a mind flare sucks your brain out, I will wish spell it back in for you.
How about instead we make it through all of the mind flayers without needing that wish spell, and then we use the wish
great.
spell when we're done to restore Shepard.
Do we still have the Sword of Zariel?
No.
I think Zariel took it.
Probably for the best. We were not good keepers of the sword.
Well, his uncle didn't say you can keep it if you don't use it. He just said you have it underground.
Keep what? Oh,
The wish spell.
He's gonna have a hard time getting
You
this
can
one back.
copy it and then you can use it, right?
He can't copy that one because Joda can't copy it because he can't
Nice.
cast a 9th level spell.
Yeah,
He can hold on to it until he's 17th level.
I may need to hold on to this.
Or you could just make wish one of your 2 spells that you learn when you hit 17th level.
But why
Doesn't
would I do
Uncle
that
have it already,
when
though?
I have it in
Yeah,
Wow.
the uncle does.
Yeah, so if we do use the scroll, you still have a wish spell you can copy over because Uncle has it in his
But
book.
he, in his frail
Not giving me
state,
the book.
there's no way he can cast his wish spell like that on his own.
No, I mean, like, if we do need it, we still have.
Oh, I see.
Joe still
She's saying-
can copy it
If we
over.
need it,
Yeah.
I'll still use it. But
We still have, and Shepard's saying you would still have access to the spell to copy into your spell book when you hit 17th level.
right, as long as we're not still in Barovia at that time, because I'm not taking.
That's a good point. Well, if we're still in Barovia at that point, then
Barovia could be quite a journey. I mean,
no, I'm saying if we haven't used it, then you could copy it at that point from the scroll. But
Right. If we
we're-
have in an emergency scenario,
we're planning for things that most likely aren't going to happen.
we're gonna find out. All right, everybody. See y'all next week.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Good
fun.
night.
Good night.
Don't forget to end your Twitch stream.
I know, I'm gonna do it right now. Trying to find the Discord button. Is that Discord? Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, so if anyone was watching, thanks. We'll be on next week.